Was
Was
she
she like?
heavier on The Simple Life?
Oh yeah.
I gotta look this
Well,
up
that's
now.
what people said, and like there, because I remember watching.
She was fat during heroin chic. That's what it is.
Well, I mean, she was right next to Paris Hilton, so it's like, who the fuck doesn't look dumpy next to Paris Hilton? And she's a lot shorter than her too. But she was on like a red carpet or something like that. She was wearing like a short mini skirt, like a crop top, and she like grabbed her belly and like squeezed it. Everybody's like, "Oh my god!" But it was like barely anything at all.
Okay,
But
like
yeah,
she
people
she
were like, "She's fat."
definitely. I don't know. It's hard to say. She didn't have a flat stomach like
Right.
Paris Hilton did in The
She
Simple
had a
Life,
little
but she
fluff.
but she
She was
wasn't
a little had a little
overweight.
fluff on her,
Yeah,
but it wasn't like, oh my god. It was
that
probably like she ate well and drank a
that's what I
lot
was about
and
to say. That's a drink. That's a drinker's belly.
mm-hmm.
You know,
The booze gut.
that's a lot of like that's all the sugar and the cranberry juice from her vodka cranberries. You know.
Yeah. No, and she was probably eating a lot of like fast food and shit like that, especially on This Simple Life where they're
Hmm.
in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the production crew is probably just like, here's some fucking McDonald's, you guys.
Yeah.
Or they're just getting high and just eating everything in fucking sight.
I mean, she could have done that too, and I'm sure Paris probably could eat that way, but she had the metabolism to
Hmm.
where she never had to worry about it.
Right. Man, I forgot about that show. Aren't they like redoing it or something? Or
Something like that. I don't
sorry, I got
know
like dirt all over my floor.
what all about it,
Mm.
but yeah, Nicole got crazy thin, and then people were
Mm-hmm.
talking about that too, and it's just like, yeah, you can't. But yeah, no, she did get like rail thin, so it's like, oh, please, are you okay? Watch it, maybe.
Yeah, she got like the xylophone body where you just like,
Damn near.
yeah.
That's the other thing where I'm like, why don't you like put on a little muscle? It wouldn't look as like pink with this little bit of muscle.
Yeah, I worked at a very bougie fitness place for a while. And all the women there, and it was mostly women, and it was mostly like rich housewives, they were all terrified of anything over like 10 pounds on a dumbbell. Like, I don't want to get too like bulky looking. And I was like, bitch, that's not how that works. That curling a 20-pound dumbbell is not going to make you a bodybuilder. All right.
I don't know. I kind of like how Rhea Ripley looks lately.
Has she gotten
Yeah, but
shredded now?
that's not gonna
She's
happen
shredded.
because they lift 30-pound weight.
Right.
Like that's
Look, I don't want to
that's
get like
her
too
eating.
muscular. And I was like, you're not going to get that muscular here.
No. Yeah, no, that's like it, you got to be in the gym a lot. You have to eat
Oh, you got to like,
for
that's what
that
I was
too.
like, you don't like these women that you're worried about. Like, just, they're like, I see these like crazy CrossFit girls and they're just like jacked. I was like, yeah, because they literally work out all the time.
And they eat like 10,000 calories.
They track everything they consume. You know, it's like you're not.
It was like 10,000 calories of fucking protein,
Right, yeah.
and very little fats and carbs in there. It's like,
Probably an avocado if they're lucky.
They're eating like $90 worth of steak every day, you know,
pretty much.
and rice.
But I mean, like, to be fair, there's
I think she's kind of.
no
I don't know her that well, but
woman.
from what I've seen of her, she's just like. Some women are just built to be that way, you know.
Yeah, she has been like that for a long time. Like I've seen pictures of her when she was like in her early 20s and she was already, but she's been working on it for that long too.
But lately, she's looking fucking crazy.
Yeah, her arms are a lot bigger. Her shoulders are fucking massive, but she's been working on it.
Her back, fucking A, her back.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, she doesn't get to the R.I.P. China. China was a little too built.
I think
They're pushing her as a modern China.
I think she was obviously doing steroids because of other body parts that were also growing.
Yeah.
I think that's why China looks the way that she did,
Right.
and more masculine. I don't like, and like how you said, like with Rhea, I think she is genetically gifted,
Right.
and I don't think she's going to do that. I don't think she wants to do that because, like, you could tell in her face, like her face is still very feminine. her voice is still very feminine. Like it's not that.
Yeah, remember when China was dating Eddie Guerrero and she was like 2 foot taller than him and had a deeper voice?
Yeah.
R.I.P. Eddie Guerrero. He was a fucking hero.
Is he dead?
Yeah, he died in like 2005, bro.
Did he die after her?
Before her.
It had to be before, because I remember the only reason I really knew who she was because I think she was on the Surreal Life on VH1 after the WWE stuff, and like I'm a fan, but I haven't like delved into that situation, what happened with her, because I've heard like it's really fucked up and like Triple H really fucked her over. Because
Okay.
they were together for a long time, her and Triple H. Like, but for real, I don't know if her and Eddie was like a real thing, but you know, off camera. But her and Triple H was apparently. And I was like, oh.
Yeah, didn't he like fuck her over for Stephanie McMahon so he could become like the heir of the company?
That was,
You
that,
know,
was, that was probably the way they spun it.
yeah, because I don't think hardly anyone knew him and Stephanie were together, and then what's his face was like, we're gonna make money off of this. So I don't know, like I have no fucking idea what happened there, but he might have fucked her over.
Elijah's shaming you, Bill.
Why?
For other reasons.
Oh, I just looked up. He died in 2005. Man, that was like 20 years ago. Okay, like sorry that I don't recall Eddie Guerrero's death.
Well,
I was in elementary school and that shit devastated me, okay?
I was a junior in high school. Then China died in December of 2016, so quite a while afterwards. Okay.
oh wow, I didn't realize. I thought it was before 2016.
Seems like, yeah, it seems like it was.
Yeah, I thought it was like 2012.
So,
I didn't even think it was like in. I thought it was still in like the aughts.
oh, no, wait. December.
But I don't know what she died of because I think Eddie was a.
I think she had a heart attack.
She mixed a bunch of pills with a bunch of booze.
Okay, and see that's what I think was kind of like with Eddie, like it had to do with substance.
Yeah, like steroids and
Yeah,
coke.
China
and
died
like
April 17th of 2016.
But see, that happened to a lot of wrestlers, and like on that documentary on Netflix, they brought that up to Vince. Like, do you feel partly responsible for this happening? And he was like, "Fuck no."
Why the fuck would I feel responsible? That's their fucking fault.
I mean, to be fair, it's like he can't control what they do outside of work. It's like any employer, you know. It's like, well, do you feel responsible? Like, no, I had nothing to do with what they were doing outside of here. Like, what do you want me to do? Straight up control their entire life?
Eddie Guerrero died in his hotel room in Minneapolis on November 13th, 2005, at the age of 38. Wow. Sudden heart failure, thought to be brought on by his past drug and alcohol abuse.
Oh, so his wasn't like he did drugs and died because of it.
No, he had he had a heart attack from all the shit he put in his body
his
for
heart
years.
was-
His heart just fucking gave out.
Yeah, like, fuck this noise. Who knows? He probably was drinking in that hotel room, doing drugs, and then, bink.
Yeah, he's probably
no
doing
more.
coke, drinking, doing steroids.
So,
But yeah, that was a thing. Like Rhea and Dom were like the reincarnated
I gotta see who's
Anna and
Dom
Eddie,
is.
in which they started making jokes, and even he went along with it. Of like, Rey Mysterio wasn't his actual dad; it was Eddie was like his actual father.
Okay, so I just looked it up because I don't know. I don't watch wrestling anymore. It's been 20 years since, at least 20
You should
years.
get back into it because
It's pretty entertaining lately.
Dom.
It looks awesome on Netflix too.
Oh, Netflix is fucking the best thing to ever happen to WWE.
Dude, it looks so crisp.
The production value, they have little drones flying in the arena, fucking crazy.
I love it. They get right up in there and like the booties. I'm like, yeah, yeah.
Dom looks like every trailer park 5th year senior that I went to high school with.
He totally looks like he messages underage girls.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, no, he's married.
Not to her though, right?
No, that's all show stuff. They're married to different people.
And Rhea Ripley looks like the swole goth chick from high school that I was into but too scared to talk to.
Yeah. She was the reason I was like, oh, I'm interested. Like, hello, who is this?
Oh yeah, I asked my
Like it.
wife that question all the time whenever we see like a super hot celebrity on TV. I'll be like, "Does she have the pass?" Which is like you pretty much saying like, "You'd let that chick go down on you."
Hey, Bill, question from the comments. You know Chris Benoit's dead too, right?
Mm. I am very much aware. I was actually very into wrestling when that happened,
Okay.
and I think that was when was that? That was like,
That was later.
was that later?
Yeah, I think that was like 2008.
No way.
I think so, something like
Chris
that.
Benoit, you mean?
Benoit?
2007. Wow. Yeah, that one was that was a really really messed up one.
Yeah, that was absolutely tragic.
My favorite were the Hardy Boys.
Oh yeah.
And who was their chick, Lena or something like that?
I don't know who that, I haven't
Lita.
heard of them.
Lita. She was like hot Latina with fake tits and always wore like low cut jeans with her G string hanging out.
Oh yeah, she was trailer trashy.
Oh yeah, she's my type of girl. See, yeah.
Okay.
And then Kane kidnapped her. That storyline fucking devastated me.
Well, you were probably like 4, dude.
Yeah, no, I was fucking into it.
I actually went to SmackDown one time in Charlotte, and it was when I remember it because it's when like Stone Cold was like gone for a while, and this was
Isn't that
like
after he broke his fucking neck?
something like that. But so we were at it was me and my brother and my brother's friend, and my dad drove us down to Charlotte to see SmackDown. Fuck, I must have been in like 7th grade maybe. But my dad didn't want to buy a ticket for himself. So he just dropped us off and sat in the parking lot listening to audiobooks the whole time.
Oh my god.
So it's just the 3 of us in there by ourselves. And the only thing I really remember, like I don't remember anything that happened other than Stone Cold like came back. Like everybody's like, "What in the world?" You know, who is it? JR. Oh my god! And like on the big Megatron, they showed there's like a camera in the parking lot, and it was like Stone Cold inside like a big like a crane. And he's like, "Triple H, I got something to say to you, son of a bitch," or something like that, and drops like this massive steel I beam on Triple H's tour bus out in the parking lot. And then, of course, like somehow Stone Cold is so fast, it took him like 10 seconds to get from the parking lot to the entrance ramp. And then, you know, just comes down in his knee brace and just starts like beating up everybody and then does the beer slam thing.
Dude.
And everybody's going nuts because you know, nobody had seen Stone Cold for like a year.
That, yeah. See, it's just like that pure entertainment value of it. I'm like, I understand why people like this. I understand why kids like this all the way until they're adults. And then people are like, why? And it's just like, because it's fucking exciting. Like, it's a physical opera. Like, people are like, it's not real. Like, yeah, neither is fucking TV, but you still like your fucking Love is Blind. That shit is so fucking scripted.
Well,
You gotta respect the production value of WWE. You really do.
At this point, the NFL isn't real either, so, you know.
You know what? I'm on that fucking train. Fuck Kansas City.
I mean, you know, and that's the other thing of it. It's kind of like, not, you know, a lot of this shit ain't real, dude. Like, yeah. I know, but you can't deny that they're absolute athletes, and like, no, they're not actually punching the absolute shit out of each other, but they do get hurt. Like, if you don't believe that, watch anything Mick Foley did. That guy was absolute fucking psycho.
I was about to say, I'm so glad that I got to grow up in the era of Mick Foley.
that dude. And then, like, of course, what he did in Japan, it's like rolling around in barbed wire on the mat. It's like, good lord! Like,
The fact that dude's still alive mystifies me.
I know, I know. I really hope
He's a human honey badger.
Midland.
I was gonna say, I think like Stone Cold, like I don't know if you follow him on like Instagram or anything,
Oh my gosh, he's all about like his little chickens and his cats.
but he just like
Oh my
he
god,
just,
him
like,
and his cats.
he just like hangs out on his ranch and like drinks wine by the pool all day.
I mean,
Like, he seems like I was like, dude, I want to hang out with this dude.
yes.
Like he seems
my
dope as
gosh,
shit.
yes.
Have you seen the video of him and Undertaker drinking wine?
Oh yeah, the Undertaker. Like again, like all these like guys that seem like these like crazy badasses now. Like the
They're
Undertaker's
just
one,
dads. They're just
and
old
like Stone
dads.
Cold. Like they're just like they're like aged hockey dads. Like they just want
Mick
to
Foley dresses as Santa every year.
yeah, like they just want to hang out and like they're not like slamming beers with the boys. They're like, I want to relax, I want to read a nice book, and I want to drink some goddamn good wine.
Right? Yes, I think was one of them when they were like, oh, look at the legs on this one. Like,
Yeah, him and the Undertaker. He's like, what does that mean? He's like, I don't fucking know.
But yeah, like the Undertaker's the same way from what I've seen. He's just like this kind of just he still has like the aesthetic, you know, like the biker aesthetic kind of thing.
But like he'll still come out and like he'll do the thing too.
But he just like he's like, yeah, I just want to hang out and like drink some wine and like watch football.
Does his
like,
podcast?
I've never seen his
Yeah,
podcast.
that's
Is it
right,
good?
He does have a podcast.
His podcast is pretty interesting. They talk about like the old days on the road. I like it.
Oof.
Oh my gosh, dude. Hearing him and Mick talk about that Rage in the Cage when Mick jumped off of it and the Undertaker didn't know it was going to happen. And he was like, I stayed in character. I stayed in the moment, but I seriously thought he was like I just wanted to like make sure he moved for like a second because he was like, I didn't know he was going to fucking do that.
I remember.
And then Mick is over there laughing.
Yeah, me and my brother used to like wrestle all the time. We would watch it and like wrestle around. And I remember one time I had a loose tooth. Like this is how young I was. And it was during the Mankind era.
Ugh.
And my brother like was holding me down and took his sock off and Mr. Socko'd me. But he did it so hard that my loose tooth, it busted my loose tooth out.
Oh my
And
god.
like, it's like down my throat. I'm on the floor and it's like down my throat. I'm like,
That's aggressive.
and like I'm
Well,
trying
dude,
to like
that's
I'm
what
really like
fucking
I'm
you watch
trying to push
wrestling.
him off of me, and like he won't. He thinks I'm just like playing along with it, and then finally like I had to like literally like arms and legs like throw him off. I'm like, like
I'm fucking dying.
cough my fucking tooth out of my throat. He's like, oh shit, and of course, don't tell mom and dad. Don't tell mom and dad. Don't tell mom and dad.
Everything's fine. We were just playing.
It's okay. It's okay. Everything's cool. Yeah, we used to have Matt. We used to have the a black box, and we'd watch all the pay-per-views, and they got wild. I remember seeing Mae West's like 80-year-old tits on pay-per-view.
Wait.
Or
What?
Mae Young, was that her name?
I was about to say Mae West died in like 1980.
Was it Mae Young? I can't. It's been so long ago. I don't know.
Sorry, no, I love Mae West. When you think you saw her titties at
Who's
WWE.
Mae West? Now I gotta look up Mae West. Would I want to see her titties?
I mean, when she like back in the 30s when she was popular. But it's so funny because like those wrestlers 100% would have been Mae West's type. Like she liked those big dudes, and she dated like boxers back in her heyday. But then she made a movie when she was 88 and like dated was like supposed to be dating and married to like all these like super hot guys, but she was playing a 28-year-old, but she was literally 88 years old. But it was her fucking movie. It was like she can do whatever the fuck she wants to.
Mae West looks like a 1920s Jennifer Tilly.
Yeah.
No, I'm
She,
thinking. Was it Mae? Is it Mae Young that I'm thinking of?
That's what Davey said.
Mae Young. She's like, I want to show my puppies, and it was like Jerry the King Lawler was like trying to stop her. The next thing you know, she just like pulled her shirt off.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like actual bare titties?
Oh yeah,
Or
she had
That's
work done
cool,
at
dude.
some point in the past. She obviously didn't keep up with it, but they didn't look like 80-year-old titties. They looked like maybe 60-year-old titties. So
that's not so bad.
I'm sure if you Google it, or I'm sure Womb Raiders probably got some subreddit with every like nude instance of WWE. This is back when it was WWF, by the way. So,
Oh yeah. Before they got sued by the other.
and that was back when. So when I was really into it, it was still WWF, and you had NWO. Right, or no, NWO is the group.
No, you had WCW.
WCW, yeah. But like Hulk Hogan and all these like old fucks and Sting were all on like WCW under
Well,
NWO.
Hulk had was with WWE since its beginnings, or WWF, whatever, and then left and went to WCW because they were like making more money. So that was a big thing. And that was when he did his like blonde hair and like the horrible like black beard.
The black beard, yeah.
And I was just like, oh god, but he became a heel.
Yeah.
Wait,
He had
who?
fun over there.
Wasn't he,
That looks like a lot
wasn't he
of
always
fun.
kind of a heel?
No,
I was
I
too.
got
I
lost.
was
Who were we talking about?
Hulk
American
Hogan.
Hero.
Oh, see, like Hulk Hogan's era in WWF, like was way before my time. So, or I won't say way before, but it was definitely before my time. Like I said, I got into it when it was like Stone Cold, The Rock, Kurt Angle, Rikishi, the Hardy Boys,
Yes.
the Dudley brothers or whatever. Bubba Ray
Yeah.
and Devon Dudley. I'm surprised I pulled that name out of my ass, but yeah.
WCW looked like it was really fun in its heyday. And then, of course, they fell on hard times.
Well, WCW also produced the movie Ready to Rumble, which made WCW look way cooler than it actually was.
I watched that movie for the first time a few months ago.
Wrestling's
That shit was-
not fake.
That shit was so fucking funny.
Where he sticks his finger in his ass crack,
Oh my gosh.
and then he's
yes.
holding the slushy. He's like, "This slushy smells terrible. Smell it, smell it." And I was like, "Oh my god,
yeah.
oh my god, yeah, just take it." And he's still drinking it. Like, what the fuck?
Fucking movie.
Who's Bill Goldberg was WCW?
WCW is the one that did Monday Night War, right?
Maybe.
I think they were one of the first ones to go live with it. And that was like their big thing.
Could be.
And then the president, he was on like that Netflix documentary too. And he was just talking so much shit, especially to McMahon. And like he didn't give a fuck. And that definitely helped. But I can't remember what happened. I guess they just fell on hard times.
Yeah, I think they got like absorbed maybe, or maybe
I think WWE
WWF
bought him.
like bottom out.
They did.
after
I don't know
eventually.
what happened because like WCW was on top for a while and then I can't remember what WWE did, but they started doing better and they bottom out. So that's when all those other wrestlers went back.
Yeah,
WWE.
I will say probably one of the wrestlers, if not the one, from that era that I would not want to hang out with is The Rock.
ECW, Matt, ECW did seem really fucking legit.
ECW was like
That was
the
really
third
like that
string, right?
raw, but they were like fucking wild though. They could do the wild, like really wild.
Yeah, they were still doing like extreme matches back in like 2010,
I
right?
can't remember.
Was that the
what
one where like they would encourage like the people, like the spectators, like the fans, to bring stuff in and throw it on the ring for them to fight with?
Probably.
Because I remember I had a
Probably.
coworker who was like super into one of those like third-rate wrestling tours, and her boyfriend would go to Lowe's on the way there and buy like an entire box of fluorescent light bulbs,
Oh my
like big
gosh.
long ones, and just like handed them to be like the wrestlers for them to beat the shit out of with fluorescent light. You can't really beat the shit out of somebody with a fluorescent light bulb, but
You can cut someone, I'm sure.
you could hit them once with it, and then you do that enough times, then they're gonna like die of cancer from all the shit inside a fluorescent light bulb. But
I think it was a Sandman that was on that one. I think that was his name. He would come out like smoking a cigarette and drinking a beer. And it was before Austin started doing like the beer stuff. And I was like, That guy's good.
Who was
Like,
the
I
dude?
love
Who
that.
was the dude that was like painted gold?
Gold Dust.
Gold Dust. Was that WCW or is that WWF?
That's Cody Rhodes' older brother.
I was about to say,
How
I
much
thought
fucking
Cody
older
Rhodes
is he?
did something
Cody
similar.
Rhodes is like kind of my age, isn't he? Like,
I think so, but he was
Dustin
AWE
Rhodes.
for a
Okay.
bit, and then now he's WWE. But I was actually watching him on, I think it was Two Bears, One Cave, and I love that he was straight up said, he was like, when people still say wrestling's not real, it still bothers me to this day. Because he said when he was a kid, he would get really, really upset when people would say that, like when he was in elementary school. You get like legitimately upset about it. Like, yes, it is real. And he's like, to this day, I still get upset about that.
This is a really, really dark story.
Well, didn't he tear his bicep off in the ring? So
I had a
Something like that. I know he hurt himself.
in 8th grade. I had a friend who kind of a trailer park kid, super nice. We were pretty good friends for a while. We'd talk about wrestling all the time, and I guess one day in 8th grade, like one morning, the police showed up and like took him out of class, and we didn't see him for the rest of the day. And he came back like the next week, and I was like, dude, what the fuck happened? And he was watching like WWF, and his stepdad was like giving him shit, saying like, oh, this is fake. This is fake. He's like, it's not fake. It's not fake. His stepdad took him and threw him through a door and said, that seems pretty fucking real, doesn't it? Are they doing that on TV? So then like the mom called the cops the next morning and shit. I was like, oh, fucking Christ, dude.
Wow.
Yeah. I was like,
That's
good God.
wild.
That stepdad wasn't stepping up at all, you know?
Yeah, no shit.
What a piece of shit. Now that I'm older, I'm like, man, that story's even fucking darker than I realized back then.
I know. Fuck
Ugh.
that guy.
Yeah. Can't remember that kid's name. Paul something.
God,
Can't
way
remember
to
his last
bring
name.
it down, Bill. I was all excited
know.
talking about it.
Well, anyways.
yeah, no.
I was speaking of. We were actually going to go to the San Antonio show this Saturday. I can't remember. I don't know which one it is, but I was like, "Is Rhea going to be there? Can I see that ass like with my eyeballs?" Granted, could I see it better like on the TV?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But all those plans got nixed. So
Wonder if WWE's coming to Des Moines. My wild ass 9-year-old loved that shit. Even though he's never watched it.
the one in Vegas sounds so fun, but those fucking prices are.
Isn't it WrestleMania's in Vegas this year?
I think so.
Oh, dude, I bet it's $1,000 to get into that fucking thing. Is it in the Sphere? That'd be fucking insane.
No, I don't think it's in the Sphere.
I think it's in the Raiders Stadium.
Oh,
Yeah.
Could you imagine like a cage match in the Sphere?
That'd be fucking crazy.
Dude, that would be fucking awesome. But yeah, it's like $1,000 just for like
To get in,
nosebleeds.
yeah.
Yeah, it's bad. So
Yeah, I looked into it too. I was like, ooh, maybe. And then I was like,
yeah. Because when we were all waiting in line to see Hulk and whatnot, I started talking to some people in line with me, and we all started talking about it. When the guys was like, yeah, it's like $1,000. Like I wish I could.
Timmy
and I was like, shit, even if I could, I don't know if I would be okay with paying like prices. Like, this is fucking stupid.
Nah.
I'm not doing that.
yeah, plus you have to pay for a hotel and
Yeah.
a flight. And...
And then you're
Well,
you're at
that's the best thing about
Vegas, so you
Vegas,
want to go
like-
do Vegas, right? Getting
Like,
to
you can-
Vegas, staying in Vegas is relatively cheap, but just once you're there, all the shit you want to do adds
Yeah.
up fast.
Yes, exactly. But like, yeah, the hotel prices are usually because you can like I stayed in the Stratosphere. We went to a wedding.
Oh, good God, I'm
Like
sorry.
the wedding was at the Stratosphere, so we all just stayed there together as like the wedding party and whatnot. It was cheap as fuck, but it wasn't like
Yeah, but
grimy.
the Stratosphere, it's not grimy, but it's not exactly luxurious.
no, but it's just kind of
You've
like
seen where I stay when I go to Austin, all right?
You stayed there for 8 hours, Jake, and then you left. That's how bad that fucking place was.
No, but the old place by the old studio.
Oh, yeah. Well, I stayed in those townhouses behind the old studio, not knowing anything. And the next thing I know, like, the first night I was there, with Super Bowl. It was Super Bowl Sunday. I walked back after the Super Bowl, and the next morning, I was talking to like Dan Holloway. And he's like, "You walked back?" He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "I will drive you tonight back to your place. Like, you do not need to be walking through that place."
Oh no.
So,
That's for Dan to say that.
yeah. Um, where was I getting at? Oh, I stayed on Fremont Street last time I went to Vegas in the Golden Nugget, and it was dope. Jake,
We
Jake, have you ever been to Vegas?
Yeah, I haven't been since I've turned 21, but I've been to Vegas.
see, I've only been once. We stayed when I was 18 at the Four Queens, but my mom absolutely fucking hated it. But I'm like, the hotel is literally where you just go to
Yeah.
sleep and shower and shit. Like you're not in the hotel.
No,
You're
last
out
time
doing shit.
I went to Vegas, we stayed at Caesar's Palace in the
Nice.
Octavius Tower, so that was pretty crazy.
Nice. Well, I've always said I want to do a live show from the Golden Nugget on Fremont has this super dope suite. It's like 2 floors and it's got its own bar. And the whole, like the second floor, which would be my room, obviously, is like a mezzanine with like a spiral staircase up to it. And then the bottom floor is like a living room, bar, but the whole wall is just glass. It looks out over Fremont Street. So I want to do like a live nooner show from the suite one day. So we need to plan that. And actually, it's depending on if we went like on a random date, like the suite is pretty affordable. It's like $225 a night. If you go like
Damn.
yeah, if you go like during the week, like if you go like a Sunday through a Thursday,
Yeah.
and then if you go like on if it's a weekend, it doubles, and if it's like a holiday or an event, then it like triples. But
Yeah.
which is Vegas. You know, if you want to do Vegas and stay somewhere nice, you just got to go on a random time during the week. You know,
That's like anywhere though. Like
Yeah.
when we went to Cozumel, it was decently cheap. It was like $900. Like I booked it 2 weeks advance. It was like $900 per person, and that was for everything, flights and board. But we went Sunday through Thursday.
yeah,
But that was great because you have the weekend to recuperate.
yeah. and I've done Vegas probably 6 times. I've only ever done a weekend once, and it was still fun, but everything's more expensive on the weekend, and it's way more crowded. Like
Yes.
every other time I've been, it's been like a Sunday to Thursday, like Monday to Wednesday kind of thing, you know, and it's
Yeah.
way better.
But like it, it always has like that party vibe because people are there for one thing, and that's to get fucked up.
Oh
and
shit, Titan Uranus
have
is in the chat, dude. How you doing?
Oh,
Oh
shit,
yeah,
what's up, dude?
he was in the Drinker Bros chat earlier. Moon was like, "Don't forget about Nooner Nation," and he was like, "Thanks, because I did.
Yeah.
Thanks for forgetting about us."
So, yeah, I'll definitely like one of these days when I get my shit together, I'll just book the fucking suite on some random time I can go, and then who wants to come out can come out, I guess. I know Timmy D's like within driving distance.
Yeah, he just said he's in the chat too. He
Oh.
just said you go to Vegas and I'll drive there.
Good, so I don't have to rent a car.
So how many people can we fit in this suite? So it might be like
I will make
$10.
one thing clear. I am renting the suite to do the shows and to party in. Nobody is staying in that suite with me.
unless we party all night.
You can get your own fucking rooms in the Golden Nugget. They're cheap. They're like $40 a night. Okay. And I've stayed there at the Golden Nugget. Again, it's not like, Caesars or MGM or anything like that. The rooms are clean. They're nice. It's just it's the old part of Vegas, You're getting
Well,
like
I see. Well, yeah, when we went to and stayed at the Four Queens, it was 09. And Fremont was cool as fuck.
I love Fremont Street. That's like my favorite place in
When was
Vegas.
the last time you've been?
2 years ago, I went to a Golden Knights game. That's when we stayed at the Golden Nugget.
Well, I meant like, okay. Because I went in 17. I didn't like what I saw. I was
really?
Like, what
I
in
did.
God's name
This would have been
is happening?
almost probably close to 10 years ago now. I went my brother-in-law's birthday is November 1st. So for his 21st birthday, we went out to Vegas, but we got there on Halloween, and we went to Fremont for Halloween.
Oh gosh.
The wildest shit I've ever seen. And then, and this was like the height of Jersey Shore, so I went as zombie Polly D. Like I blew my hair out and did like zombie makeup, and I was wearing like a tracksuit and shit. But my brother-in-law's stepmom, who was with us, thought it was a really funny game to walk through the crowded Fremont Street, because you can imagine what Halloween night, what women are wearing on Fremont Street. She thought it was a really funny game to grab girls' asses and then blame it on my brother-in-law.
Oh.
And then one time she went to go grab this chick's ass, and she moved, like the girl moved, and she ended up just grabbing her fucking vagina. And the girl just like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Who did that? And of course she's like pointing at my brother-in-law. And the next thing you know, this like fucking WWF wrestler looking dude comes up. He's like, who the fuck did that? And I was like, in my head, I'm like, what the fuck? And he's like looking at my brother-in-law, like trying to get through the crowd to him. And I'm behind him. So like the only chance we have is like, I'm gonna have to like jump on this dude's back and just like lock my arms around his neck and push. Cause like there's no other way we're getting out of this. And then luckily like there was some commotion. I just grabbed him and like drug him, like my brother-in-law, like drug him through the crowd as fast as we can. And then we met back up with my father-in-law and his wife a couple minutes later, and I just laid into her. I was like, you're stupid fucking, like I won't even repeat what I said. I called her a lot of names.
Stupid fucking cunt.
Oh, there's that.
Sounds like she deserved it.
A lot of hard R words.
You called her the N-word?
No. The R is the first letter.
Oh, you can say that again.
You called her retarded?
I would say it in reference to her, but I'm pretty sure she actually is.
Oh, so you could say it with meaning.
Yeah.
Really use the hard R.
The shoe fits.
But it turned out to be a pretty fun night. I ended up playing blackjack with this like dude dressed like Elvis who won like 50 grand at a $5 blackjack table on Fremont Street.
Shit.
Yeah, and I did not win 50 grand. I probably lost like $40 and felt like shit. But because I was fucking, I don't know, 23 at the time. $40 was like half the money I went out there with. So, and then Golden Nugget. I don't know if I've told this story before. Probably have, but I was with a family member out there for a Golden Knights game for my birthday. And we saw the Golden Knights game. It was a blast. One of the nights we were there, we were just leaving the hotel to like just go walk around Fremont Street. And it was probably like, I don't know, 7 o'clock at night. And we get to the elevator, waiting for the elevator to come up to our floor. And I look over and there's like this like 22-year-old girl literally passed out in the hallway. And I'm like, oh fuck. And the guy I'm with's like, nah, like none of her business. I was like, no, like I'm not gonna leave this girl passed out in a fucking hallway.
Yeah.
So I was like, hey, are you okay? And like she gets up like she's possessed, like, oh my God, can you help me find my room? Can you help me find my room? And I'm like, sure, like what room is yours? She's like, I don't know what happened. I was with my friends. I don't know what happened. Like I can't remember anything. I just woke up in this hallway. So I was like, okay, are you staying here? She's like, where is here? And I was like, the Golden Nugget. She's like, I think I'm staying here. I was like, okay, like let's take you down to the front desk and they can sort it out. You know? So she's like, fine. Like she's in the elevator and she's just like leaning, like the door shuts and she's like leaning with her face on the door. So like once we get down to the lobby, like it dings and I'm like, and I just like have to grab her by her shoulders because I was like, I don't want to see you fall flat on your face.
Right. Unless like it just takes her face like to the edge of the uh,
So
elevator.
we get down like to the bottom of the elevator. It opens and I'm kind of like holding her underneath her shoulders because she can hardly like stand up. And the whole time I'm
Shit.
like asking her like on the elevator, I was like, "Did you take anything? Like, is there anything I need to know to tell the front desk? Like, if you took a bunch of pills, then I need to let them know because they need to call you an ambulance or something, you know?" She's like, "No, I was just drinking with my friends." I was like, "Did anybody give you drinks?" She's like, I don't know." Um, we get off the elevator, and probably, I don't know, 50 feet away from us, she sees like two police officers. And I'm like, "Oh, great, police, they could help us." And she's like, "No, no, no," and grabs me and pulls me back into the elevator. So then
Oh
I'm
my
like, "What the
gosh.
fuck?" I was like, "Do you have your like a room key or anything?" So she's like, "I don't know, like just look," and she like hands me her purse. So I'm looking through her purse and I find like her wallet and I look into it. It's like, there's no room key. I find her ID. It's a Hawaii driver's license.
Oh
And this
shit.
girl is like blonde, blue eyed, like probably 5'11", 130 pounds. And pretty, I will
Army
say
brat.
she was pretty attractive. I wasn't thinking like that at the time, you know. So I find her driver's license. And I was like, "Oh, okay. Ashley from Hawaii. Like, we need to figure out somewhere safe to take you."
Where do you belong?
Like, and the person I'm with, who's with me the whole time, is like, just, "She's not our fucking problem, blah, blah, blah." We've had a lot of fallout since this incident over that. Um,
Wow. I'm just trying to be not a fucking douchebag.
yeah. Um, she's like, so I'm like, "Ashley from Hawaii." She's like, "How do you know my name?" I'm like, "I have your
Just give
driver's
me a
license,
first
honey."
one.
Like, oh my God. So finally, like we're on the elevator. I was like, "What do you want to do?" Like, you're obviously like, you're fucked up. You've been drugged or you've been taking drugs. I don't know what's going on here. And then she ends up passing out in the elevator.
Oh my gosh.
So we're in the elevator, not going anywhere. The elevator's still on the lobby floor, just closed. So I'm like giving her like little taps on the cheek, like, "Hey, you need to wake up." Like checking her pulse, like, is she breathing? Like, holy fuck! I'd like last thing I want to do is like try to be a gentleman, and then I have to deal with some dead fucking body in Vegas, you know? She wakes up and she's like, "Oh, I know what room I'm in." I was like, "What room is that?" I forget what it was, but she
Do
tells
you power
us.
nap?
She tells me like it's room something something something. And I was like, "Are you? Wait, are you sure?" She's like, "Yeah, yeah, 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 yeah." And I was like, "Well, that's weird because that's the room right across the hall from my room."
Uh,
She's like, "That's it. I
seems
know
a
it's it. I know
coincidence.
it's it." And so I was like, "Okay." So we go back up to my floor. She can't walk anymore. So I just like fireman carry her out of the. I was like, "If that's your room, I'm going to set you in front of the door and I'm going to go about my day."
You
You
didn't
know?
like knock on the door?
Well, I'm getting to that.
Okay, I
So
was
we
about
get
to
out of the
say.
elevator. Like, she can't, like, she's like Bambi legged. She can't stand up.
Oh gosh.
So I'm like, "Okay." And she's wearing like jeans. So I wasn't really worried about it. I was like, "Okay." So I just like fireman carry her. And I'm walking down the hallway. And we kind of turn a corner in the hallway. And I immediately hear somebody say, like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And I look and there's like this like 16-year-old girl in the corner of the hallway, like listening to music. And I'm like, And then I'm like, "This looks really bad."
She
So,
can't walk. I'm just trying to get her to where she belongs.
so I ended up like explaining everything to this like 16-year-old girl. And I was like, "She says this is her room and it's literally like two doors down this hall. Like, can you sit with her and I'll go back downstairs and I will get the front desk to send somebody up here." So I ended up leaving her with like the 16-year-old girl. And of course, like I set her down, she's like, "What are you listening to?" You know? And And I'm like telling her, I was like, Ashley, I'm gonna go find somebody. She can help you. This girl's gonna watch you. You're okay. I go down to the front desk, tell them like, hey, I found a girl passed out in the hallway. I left her like, where I left her. Can you guys send somebody up and figure it out? I don't know if they did or not. We went about our night. The whole time, the guy I'm with is just like, you wouldn't have helped her if she wasn't hot. What are you trying to do? Like, aren't you married? Like, boo. I was like, dude, shut the fuck up. Like, that's not my intentions at all. Not to mention the person that I'm with at the time had a daughter that would have been the same age as that girl. I was like, would you want your daughter like laying in the fucking hallway in a Vegas hotel? Like on obviously like too fucked up to do anything. I was like, if that was my wife, I was like, I would hope somebody would fucking help her.
Seriously though.
So the next morning, it was like late morning. It was probably like 10. I go down to get coffee. And as I'm like ordering my coffee at the Starbucks in the lobby, I was like, I've got to know. So order an extra coffee, go up, knock on the door that said was her room, which was literally right across the hall from my room. And I hear somebody like, hold on. Ashley from Hawaii opens the door wearing literally nothing but a crop top Van Halen t-shirt. Nothing else. And I'm like, oh, sorry. I just wanted to make sure you were okay. Like, it's cool. I got you a coffee. Like, I hope you're good. And she's like, oh my God, it's you.
I'm surprised she even remembered.
I was like, you remember? She's like, kind of. Like, you were trying to help me last night. It was so crazy. So I was like, yeah, no problem. And she's like, she realized the state of clothing she was in. It was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Like, slams the door. Look at my face. And I'm like, no problem. I'm just glad you're good. And then like before I could even get over to my door, she like reopens it and she's wearing like flannel pajama pants. And she just like wanted to thank me. And I was talking to her. I was like what happened? She's like, the hotel came by. They found my room key in my purse. Like they knew what room I was in.
I was in there the whole time.
I mean, I wasn't trying to dig through her purse. I just found her wallet. I was trying to find something that was like.
I would have. Like, all right, you dumb bitch. Let's look through your shit. It's probably in here somewhere.
So she said she was out drinking with her friends. The next thing you know, she was like, they took her to her room because she was like too drunk. And then she said that was the last thing she remembers. So
she probably walked out of the fucking room. And
I was like, have you like heard from any of your friends then? She's like, no, they won't return my calls. I was like, well, that's kind of shitty, but
maybe they're dead.
Yeah. But yeah, that's probably my wildest Vegas story. It's not even that wild. I was just trying to be nice. But
it's honestly my biggest fear to be like that drunk in public. Like I'll get to a good point, but I cannot let myself get that completely blasted in public.
Yeah.
Like just I can't.
Well, then Vegas on Fremont, I think it was like a Friday night. It was like the one weekend I actually went there. I was like, that's not a place to be passed out and blacked out in a hallway. Like who knows? Like who knows who could have fucking found her and done who knows what,
done God knows what sort of thing. And that's exactly why like it just terrifies me. But like, at my friends' houses, at my house, like, yeah, I'll get completely fucking blitz. But this happened to my oldest sister. She was like 19 partying. It was Halloween, some house party in our hometown. And she happened to see her ex with his new girlfriend.
Oh,
She lost her fucking mind. Went nuts. I think she might even like grabbed a fucking kitchen knife and pulled it out. Like she lost it. She's crazy like that. I don't know if I think somebody was like, "Hey, you need to calm down, smoke some weed." I don't know if it was laced with anything, but like once you've been drinking and you smoke, that shit can make you sicker as fuck. Yeah. And then she just kind of like passed out on the couch of this house. My middle sister happened to be like walking into the party and saw these random fucking guys carrying my oldest sister out as she was completely fucking passed out, like dead.
Mm-mm.
And she, recognized, like, what the fuck are y'all doing with her? And they were like, oh, we're just taking her. And she was like, the fuck you are. That's my sister. Put her the fuck down now. So it was like, who knows what could have happened to her if
Right.
our fucking sister hadn't have been there to see them literally picking her up to take her God knows where and do God knows what. She was like that. If y'all remember that French maid outfit, that's what she was fucking wearing. That I went and threw on one time. Jake, are you fucking dying?
Is Jake in a blackout?
Too much nicotine.
Oh. Get a sip of water.
No, that was a thing.
Fresh air, bud. But I recall the instance where the last time I've truly blacked out, and it was I was like 20, maybe 19. I was 19, and it was like the summer after like my high school girlfriend broke up with me and told me that I was just like her fuck practice for 3 years, so she can go whore around in college. And
He's gonna go throw up.
yeah, mute your camera or mute your microphone, Jake. And I was like at my friend's house, and there was like a couple of us there, and my friend like gets a text. He's like, "I'll be right back," and I was like, "Oh, where are you going?" He's like, "Don't worry about it." And I was like, "Well, where are you going?" He's like, "Don't fucking worry about it." I was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" And he was 21. So, like, I'm in the house. I see a car pull into the driveway, and he like goes outside with like a couple bottles of like booze. And then I recognized the car, and it was like my ex-girlfriend's best friend's car. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I see like them all in the car. Apparently, like, obviously, like she had called him, like my ex-girlfriend called him to buy all her friends alcohol because we kind of all like rolled in the same friend group. And so me being the cool-headed guy I was, as she's getting out of the car to get the alcohol, I come outside with a bottle of Jack Daniels and a cigarette and just like chug half the bottle of Jack Daniels and then light the cigarette and just like chief half of it down in one thing and flick it out and then flick her off and go inside. And that's the last thing I remember, like clearly remember. At some point, I took my Razor phone and threw it so hard against the wall it went through the drywall. I wake up the next morning, like on the couch, and I was like, "Dude, what the fuck happened?" They're like, "Well, you got pretty fucked up, and then you started smoking a bunch of weed, and then we're all outside hanging out, and you seemed okay, and then you're like pissing off the side of the driveway, and you just fall over on your face." While I was pissing, I just fell flat on my face.
You fell on your piss puddle.
Probably, yeah. After that, I was like, yeah, I probably shouldn't do that kind of shit ananymore.
No.
All right, Jake's alive, I think. He looks pretty pale.
Did you go full up?
No, I was here the whole time.
Oh.
I had to lay down on my desk for a minute.
Oh.
Let me put my head down.
Hit the vape a little too hard too many times?
Oh, yeah.
I get it. Like, I've been doing these Zen pouch things, which I plan on stopping these soon, too. But
those fuck me up. I can't do those.
Well, this week, so both of my kids have been fucking sick with the flu all week. And maybe I was sick, too, because, like, I would throw one in, and then about 10 minutes into it, like, I felt so fucking sick. I thought, like, am I getting the flu? And then I'd take it out, and then about 10 minutes later, I'd feel fine. So I was like, oh, it's obviously these fucking things.
Too much.
Oh, yeah, no, they're... That's why I do the vapes, because the pouches are way too strong. Because one pouch does what, like, 30 puffs just did to me.
Oh. Well.
Goodness.
Goodness gracious. But, yeah.
And here I have fucking Elijah giving me shit for opening a third hard AF. And it's just like,
You got nowhere to be
No one
tomorrow.
says shit when I open my third 5%. This is only 3% more. It's not that.
Well, 3 would make it 9% more. That's just math, you know?
I was wondering about the math on that. I don't know how that worked.
I wouldn't think too hard about it.
I don't know how alcohol math works, but I was like, this is 160 calories with 8%, or you can get 100 calories for 5. I don't know. Like, I was like, how does it work, like calorie wise? Is the 8% worth?
I don't know. How many calories are in one of those?
160, a lot more than I thought.
Didn't they used to be 100?
Is that one of the new flavors?
No, for the 8%, it's gonna have to be because that's why the other ones are 5% or less because if you go above 5, it's gonna be more than 100
Well,
calories.
you're right, because even though there's no like added sugars, alcohol just turns to sugar, right? So that 8% is going to equate to more calories.
I've looked that up, and it's like, well, not necessarily.
Yeah, I don't know how alcohol math works.
But I don't know. But like, I like that there's 0 sugars because in all the other ones, there's like at least 1 to 2 grams of sugar per. So I was like, I wonder how that works out.
My sister-in-law was drinking some like 8% thing the other night. Or no, it was like a wine coolery kind of thing. And it was like 14%.
Is it a beatbox?
It might have been. It was something like that. Like in the little cartons, you know? And it was like, I forgot how many calories it was, but it was a fucking ton. It had a shit ton of sugar in it. And I was like, oof, RIP your morning. Alcohol and sugar.
Elijah turning this into a Hard AF ad. They're fine. They have enough ads. I'm not going to do fucking free. Free ads.
Do you have the new ones?
Yeah. I just had the...
Was that good? I've heard the green apple's good.
I like it. And like, like Ross has said, it's literally the Jolly Rancher flavors.
Gotcha.
And he even said that to us like back in August. It's like, does it taste like a Jolly Rancher? And I was like, now that you mentioned, he's like, it should, because that's what it's basically what it is.
I think.
But I mean, with 8%, you're going to get like that kind of like, sort of flavor to it because it's 8%
right
seltzer.
Less strong.
Huh?
They're less strong.
Little strong.
Oh, what are you saying?
I was trying to be cute with it, but fuck me, all right?
I'm sorry, I was like, I don't know what you're saying.
Evil Ginger,
like
you should get more
flavor.
tequila.
It's like a weird. Some people call it medicine. I don't really get like a medicine, but it's just.
I will say it's got some like aspartame aftertaste to it. Not terrible.
A little hairspray.
Yeah.
This isn't too bad actually, because I don't know if you've had them since the seltzer event.
Last ones I had was the batch with pina colada.
Yeah, that's the last one I had.
Those were bad.
I liked the pina colada, but also I was drinking the pina coladas like on St. Pete Beach in Florida in July, so it was hot.
Yeah,
and they were ice cold. So it kind
I'm not gonna lie, the pina colada was like you could drink those and not have an issue. The other ones I couldn't really do.
I didn't like the peach, but I also don't like peach. My wife liked.
I like the OG peach.
My wife likes peach, and she liked the peach ones. I would say probably my favorites that I've had have been lemon lime and pina colada.
I will die on the hill that the strawberry shortcake was the best.
Strawberry shortcake was good, but it didn't taste like strawberry shortcake. It tasted like cheesecake.
Cheesecake, that's exactly what I thought. I was like, they should have called it strawberry cheesecake because that's what I tasted. And I think that's why people were like, meh, and like Ross was like, it's too, that people thought it was way too sweet. And it's just like, no, honey, people thought it tasted like shit. Like almost everyone other than like us here thought it was like, it tastes like too medicinal, all this and that. And I was like,
I thought it just had kind of like the, it didn't seem that
it was like a
sweet to me.
Like,
it had like a sourness, like cheesecake.
It has like a little tang to it.
So I thought I liked it.
Cheesecake.
I liked it.
I did too, but I was like, I'm not getting shortcake. They should have done cheesecake.
Yeah.
But I like so the Bud Light sours seltzer was a thing. and then they discontinued them, and I'm still fucking pissed off. And it's been like 2 years.
That blue raspberry one they had for the Bud Light sours was fucking awesome.
Dude, the apple one too was so fucking
I don't
good.
think I
Never
tried the
had it.
apple.
The other two weren't. Oh, but yeah,
The only other 8% I've had was like when White Claw did the 8%.
the Surge.
It
Those
was-
are rough as shit.
Those were
Like you,
gross. I
you
was like, I
drink
don't
It
those,
like
tasted
you're
like
this.
fucking
"Oh,
hairspray.
yes, and then Truly came out with their 8%, and it's like a little rough. So it's like if you want an 8% seltzer, you have to compare it to other 8% seltzers, and if you do that, these are far superior.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like this is the watermelon, and it kind of has like a little bit of like that sour tang to it. But once again, I like that. But it does like it's like a fucking watermelon Jolly Rancher with a little bit of a twang to it. But
Oh,
like you really like there's no like alcohol like grossness like it what's in like the White Claw and the Truly.
mhm.
A little bit at the end, but like I'm still getting like that powerful Jolly Rancher watermelon more than anything else.
Nice.
So it's like these are very dangerous. So when I was there in August and I first tried these, I was like, I honestly cannot drink them like back to back to back to back because like they are sweet. And I was like, I just can't do that much sweetness, even though there's no sugar in it. It just kind of gets a little much.
Yep.
So I would drink one of their waters or like they had that death water. Liquid Death.
But that's water.
They had yes, so they had that was it like sponsor. So they had a lot of those and they had the ones that had energy in them too. So I would drink those in between the hard AF. So I never really got drunk. But I even told Dan, he was like, those green apples are really good, right? And I was like, yeah, no, they're freaking fantastic. But there's no way I could drink
What
two, three,
what
four
I
in a
want
row.
is when it really like when they get the flavors all kind of because I know they're trying new things. I want like Jesse to create like a coffee table book or something that's cocktails made with hard AF.
Wouldn't you want it a cocktail to be stronger than that, though?
Well, I mean, there's all sorts of cocktails. I mean, you don't have to do
That's
a
true.
lot. I mean, I'm drinking vodka LaCroix
I guess I'm
right now.
projecting. It's like I want a stronger cocktail than that.
Yeah, just Charlie, just straight martinis.
Throw some stronger shit in there.
Yeah, that's true. But
I
I
mean,
mean,
it's
you can
rum-based,
definitely-
right?
because like all the White Claws and stuff like that, they made their own vodka. So it's like, yeah, you can definitely do that because they taste so good. Like I said, it's literally like a Jolly Rancher, which I guess that's the flavors that they're using now. Which I've seen online, they are completely sold out. And it was like due to something, like we're sold out, but we should be back in a week. And it's just like that's been a few weeks. It's been on there. But luckily, I called one of the liquor stores here because at HEB they're completely gone. And I was like, "Y'all still have the Hardy F?" They're like, "Yeah, $18.50 for a pack." And I was like, "What? 18 fucking 50?"
Yeah, it's expensive.
Yes. No, not for fucking seltzers.
Oh, for a 12 pack. I was thinking a 6-pack. It's a 12 pack,
Oh,
right?
yeah, for a 12 pack. Like I fucking hate the price of seltzers. They're so fucking expensive.
You know, it's like fucking $24 for a 12-pack of White Claw.
Is it?
What?
Here
Yeah.
it's like 19 or 20 for a 12 pack of White Claw.
What? Okay, maybe I'm just.
And they
a
changed the pack now to where instead of having grapefruit, I think they have mango.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, ugh, never mind. But yeah, if we do,
we have beef varieties, but no, they're like $16.99 here, and
Nice.
even then, I'm like,
well, how about this? I'll design a cool T-shirt for Nooner Nation. I'll sell them. I'll use the proceeds to get the suite in Vegas, and I'll get Hard AF to sponsor it, and we'll do a bunch of live shows from Vegas.
oh, I wonder if they would do that.
I think we could probably pull a couple.
Here's
12 packs.
$100. Here's $50.
I think as long as they ship it there, I could probably
Here's
swing something.
2 cases.
Yeah, 2 cases. Well, that's fine because there's only going to be like 6 of us there. So, you know.
That would be interesting. I wonder. Maybe might. They'd be like, how many fucking views do y'all get, bitch?
Yeah. The wife of the owner loves this show, apparently. So I think we can work something out.
I'm so sad I didn't get to tell her, like, when I saw her in August, because she didn't recognize me. She was like, I'm so sorry. And, you know, because, like, I was like, oh, yeah, I was at this Seltzer event, too. But if I had said, like, oh, I'm on Neuter Nation, I wonder if she would have been like, oh.
Yeah.
And if she wasn't, I'd be like, Jake's a lying piece of shit.
I mean, she talked to me about it.
Granted, like, I was there, like, hardly any makeup. I looked a lot different.
Oh, well,
So,
to be fair,
0.
last time I was there was for the Hard AF launch party. And that whole week,
Yeah.
like, they kept trying to, like, get me to be fun on air. And I was like, I am too fucking hungover. I can't do this. So if I ever go back down there again, I would like to. I was like, I probably need to keep it fairly straight so I can not look like a hungover jackass on air every time.
And well, so that's the thing. Like when we went, none of us got drunk. But I mean, like we were, you know, ripping heaters like crazy, and you know, I brought a little bit of ganja down, so we were definitely not sober. But it was great to like not
God damn, Boom.
just fucking drunk. But I was the only one with a car too, so I was like, I'm driving, like I can't get to that point either.
Right.
At the Seltzer event, none of us were driving, and it was just like, let's fucking.
Seltzer event went fucking crazy.
Oh,
Yeah, I was really upset when they were like, it's 7 o'clock, they're cutting it off. What? You don't fucking tell us about this.
Oh, I went to, this was back when I still had some nooner clout. So, like, when they said they were cutting off, I think it was Sean and his wife were running, like, the free ones. I was like, hey, you're cutting this off? I was like, how many of the strawberry shortcakes you got left? They're like, 4. I was like, now, all of them. Let's go.
Now, give me.
And they just gave me all the rest of it. I was like, I had them all tucked in my pockets.
I miss that guy.
Sean's dope. He,
Yeah.
from what I heard, he just got a job in New York.
New York.
Maybe?
Yeah, shout out to him.
So congrats, man.
Damn, is that one of the con?
Yeah, they're ending that. He got a job in New
Podcast.
York, which apparently is where he's from. So he's going to be back closer to his family, which is good for him. So,
Oh, that's nice.
but yeah. So, anyways, we never did the intro. So this has been the Nooner Nation. Like and subscribe on YouTube, rate and review on iTunes. Go to Spotify, leave a 5-star. Ooh, damn. Hopefully, I'm not getting fucking flu now. Yeah.
I'm the only one allowed to die on air, Bill.
This is true. I'm the one with all the login information for everything, so it dies with me. But anyways, oh, there's Freddie.
Oh,
He was there, so I was like, "You want to make an appearance?"
There's Potato
He was
Cat.
like, "No."
All right. Anyways, for
He loves
Charlie,
it.
for Jake, I'm Bill. Jake, go take a nap or something. Go get some.
I'm fine now.
Go get some fresh air.
I'm gonna go get some food.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I'm probably gonna do that. I'm gonna play some little. My wife, if we're gonna keep going, for Christmas, my wife got me Red Dead Redemption 2 for my Xbox.
Oh my god, that's what I was playing earlier.
Dude, it's fucking awesome.
I love it.
That's what I was playing.
Best game ever made.
I've been like working from home all week with my sick kids. I've just been playing that shit all day. So, anyways,
I've heard that's one that a lot of people really love.
yep. Anyways, let's try this again. For Charlie, for Jake, I'm Bill. This has been the Nooner Nation. Love you.